today's video, I would like to discuss what sold in just the last 24 hours since I made the last video, and also take you through my shipping process, pulling process, and additionally, I would like to talk a little bit about how expenses work as a full-time online reseller. Thanks so much for joining. Let's dive into it. On Poshmark, in the last 24 hours, we've got 8 sales going out. One of those is a bundle. So what's nice about Poshmark is that the buyer can bundle items, and with Poshmark's agreement with the USPS, we have a priority flat rate shipping amount. And so up until £5, you can ship for the same rate. This person that bought a 3-item bundle will pay the same shipping rate as they would have for just 1 item. So that's good for them, and it's great for me to make that 3-item bundle sale. So let's get into it. The first thing that sold on Poshmark in the last 24 hours is this Polo Ralph Lauren cream crew neck sweater. Sold for $32, size men's large. Really nice piece. I believe this was a Ben's pickup, so I paid about $1 for it. Pretty good return, guys. Polo Ralph Lauren is a brand, I would say if it's in good condition, I will almost always pick it up at the Ben's. If I were to pick it up at a regular Goodwill or pay up for it, as we say as resellers, I would have to really analyze the piece. It would need to be some kind of nice fabric, you know, a more substantial piece such as cashmere, wool, or a large size in something. So in general, Polo Ralph Lauren, pretty good brand. Check for stains, of course, flaws, but yeah, I'm really pleased with this pickup. So $32 on that Polo Ralph Lauren, and it was listed on October 20th. So took almost exactly 8 weeks to sell, so that's not bad at all. Let's move on to the next one. I sold this 3-item bundle. This is a Caslon chunky knit hoodie, a Kalia effortless chenille sweater. Chenille describes the fabrics, that super soft sweater fabric, and this freshman tie-dye ribbed knit sweater. So this person is obviously sweater shopping, getting some good deals here. So this bundle sold for $30. I had offered this buyer a bundle offer. Now in my closet, NiftyNookThrift, you can get an instant 30% off your bundle if you bundle 3 or more items from my closet. And I find that writing this in my descriptions has really helped boost my sales and let people know that discount exists. There is something that Poshmark puts on the bottom too, but I find that taking the extra step, putting in the description, really helps also. So anyway, this bundle sold for $30. I kept 24 after Poshmark fees. And let's see, I believe 2 of these were regular Goodwill pickups, 1 was a Ben's pickup. So Caslon is a brand that I am not really picking up much anymore. It is a Nordstrom House brand, but it just doesn't really move quickly. So that Caslon sweater had been sitting for quite some time. And the other 2, not as long, but anyway, happy to move stuff out of my closet and get that money in my account. Moving on. All right, this next sale is a Playtex bra. A size 42C, sold for $12. This was a Ben's pickup. Playtex is a brand that's kind of middle of the road for me. I can usually make anywhere between $12 to $25 on it. So if I see it in good condition at the Ben's, I'll pick it up, especially in the larger sizes. So pretty good flip on that one. On to the next one. This pair of OOFOS. Now, if you haven't heard of OOFOS, it is like a comfort foam shoe brand that is very popular for people to wear, like when they go to the gym, when they're working out and such, like post-workout, pre-workout, in the shower, whatever. And these shoes actually retail for pretty high. Like this pair was $80 new. I've found a ton of them at the Ben's. So this was a Ben's pickup, sold for $21. And you know, I paid probably $1 for it. I think I have sold just in the last month probably like 4 pairs of OOFOS. They move really fast if you price them right. And yeah, my recommendation to you is if you see OOFOS in good condition, pick them up, they will move. Moving on. Next sale is this Urban Outfitters Kodo Collection shirt. This is probably only like the first or second Urban Outfitters bins piece that I have ever found, and this actually moved pretty quickly. This was a bins pickup. It was listed on October 24th, so again, sold in about 8 weeks. That's a pretty good turnaround rate, $24. So not mad about that at all. Really nice sweatshirt too. All right, on to the next one. Sold this Nike Thermosphere Element running pullover. This is a men's size large gray running pullover. Sold for $20. This was a Ben's pickup, so again about $1 into it. Doesn't weigh much. Nike overall is a pretty good brand to resell. If you can find it in good condition at the bins, I'd say pick it up. Especially super newer pieces or vintage pieces. Things kind of in the middle, depends on what it is. If it's a really substantial quality piece, or if it's, you know, got holes, rips, stains. You gotta watch out for that stuff with Nike. Just because it's a very popular brand, a lot of time when you find it at the bins, it is damaged, but this turned out to be really good. So, great sale, $20. This next sale is a pair of Carhartt heavyweight flannel lined jeans, size men's, 33-32. Carhartt is a brand I will always pick up unless it is just totally thrashed. At the bins, that is. I will always pick it up at the bins. This was a bins pickup. This is a flannel lined it with the cold weather coming in. I figured these would move pretty quick. They sold for $17. Picked them up at the bins. They did have a little bit of fading. I think a tiny little hole in the cuff, but still, Carhartt is just such a quality brand that people are looking for it. Even if it's just a shirt, if you find it at the bins, I'd pick it up. It'll probably flip for at least $10 to $15. And these sat for a good while. They were listed on May 4th of this year, which I realized I was listing them in the spring and the summer, which people weren't really as much looking for that kind of piece. But I always say, list all your stuff year-round, because there's someone out there who needs a coat in the summer. Maybe they're going on vacation, maybe they live way north, you know, in the colder temperatures, whatever. So anyway, this was an awesome sale to move those Carhartt jeans. On to the next sale. And lastly for today on Poshmark, I sold these J. Jill Navy Pont leggings, women's XL, for $19. This was a Ben's pickup, so again, $1 into them, great return. Pont is the type of knit in, if you're wondering what pont means, pont is the type of knit of the material, so it's like a very tightly woven, kind of a thicker material, really quality. And J. Jill is a brand that moves pretty consistently for me. It is not a really high tier brand as far as sales, but it will typically move for me in that $15 to $27, $28 range very consistently. There are a lot of people looking for it, and there's some really nice kind of classic pieces, kind of minimalist looking pieces. So I'd recommend picking that brand up if you see it at the bins, and if it's a newer style, and of course no flaws. So that was an excellent sale on Poshmark. So it is noon here in Indianapolis, so that is a lot of sales just for the last, you know, since I made the last video last night. I am really happy about these sales. I'm sure there'll be more that come in the rest of the day and into the weekend, but I am not mad at all about that many sales. So that's pretty good. I will probably try to head over to the unit and get my sales pulled package shipped before 3 p.m. or so today. As I said yesterday, that there might be a winter storm coming in. Thankfully, it wasn't that bad, except the super cold temperatures. So that lake is totally frozen over. We got a couple inches of snow. not too bad. But the worst part is we're at like -13 degrees and -33 wind chill. So I have to bundle up when I head over to the unit to pull. So I'm gonna sit you back down here and we're gonna talk about some eBay sales I made this morning. I have 2 eBay sales going out. And eBay is a platform that I have only been on for a couple of weeks. I've gotten about 400 items cross-listed. And sales are steadily picking up as I get more cross-listed, of course. Let's check out what sold over there. All right, so I sold this Talbot's merino wool turtleneck sweater. This was a pickup at a regular Goodwill. I paid $3.49 for it, flipped it for $27, and that was only listed for like 3 weeks. So that was excellent. The factor stacking here is, I think, what got this piece to sell so quickly. It's a women's XL, plus sizes and large XL in women's tends to sell really well and quickly. But stacked on top of that, this piece was 100% merino wool and a winter piece. So pretty cute piece too with the pattern. So all of those factors really helped get this piece sold. So $27, not mad about it at all. Let's check out the other eBay sale this morning. I sold this J. Jill, Pure Jill Henley tunic top. This was listed on November 10th, so actually really excellent sell-through time. So just a little over a month, and that thing has sold for $22. Yeah, very cool. This was a Ben's pickup too, so I had maybe $1 into it. Pretty light piece. Again, the brand J. Jill, pretty consistent mover for me. Not a whole lot of money, you know, not like $80 unless I find like a really substantial piece, but find it pretty often, and I can generally sell it between $15, $28. This one sold for $22. So those are the 2 eBay sales. So now it is time to print my labels. All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, guys, I am now printing our Poshmark labels. Here they go. Yay! All right, so, not familiar with Poshmark printing. What's really nice about it is you can bulk print your shipping labels. So you just kind of go to the Actions tab and click which ones you want to print, and it sends you an email. I wish you could do it just within the app, but it sends you an email, and that is pretty sweet. Look at all those sales. All going out today. So let's do the eBay sales now. All right, so we're going into the eBay Seller Hub. We've got 2 shipments, 2 orders awaiting shipment. And I do calculated shipping, which means that when I list the item, I have already taken the weight of the item. Everything's by weight on eBay. So what I'm finding is that generally, and I'm new to eBay, this is only like my 2nd week on eBay, but things have been going pretty well. I have sold 14 items in the last week and a half to 2 weeks, so I'm not mad about that. But yeah, so shipping on eBay is calculated by weight. So pretty much anything a pound or under can go USPS first class. Anything over that can go priority. And then I think there's a little bit of different rates for the different ounces. But anyway, I get all that done as I list the item. I have a little shipping scale. I'm gonna do a supplies video for you guys sometime and show you what my supplies are, maybe link where I got them, stuff like that in case anyone's interested. But yeah, so it looks like all of these are going to be able to ship USPS first class. So we are going to, oh yeah, another thing that's interesting about eBay I've noticed is that the buyer pays the full price to you, like shipping and everything, and then I purchase the shipping labels on eBay, but like it's a whole like separate thing, which I think is kind of interesting. So yeah, both of these are 12 ounces, but depending on the distance here, both of them are around $4.70. So we are going to print those, first class, confirm and pay. And print. Here they come. Alright, and I just kind of let them string along with all the other labels that I've already done. So my next step, like I showed you guys in yesterday's video, my next step would be to tear these off, bring them over here, and I will write their inventory code and a little clue about them on the back. Now, yesterday, it was kind of just for the sake of the video that I took the labels into the unit to pull the items. Generally, I don't do that just because it's just kind of harder to do it that way. I will put all the inventory SKU codes in a little list in my notes in my phone, and I will just go down and pull them in that order. But yesterday, since I was one-handed with the camera and I was trying to show you guys with the labels, we did it that way yesterday. But it does come in super handy for when I'm actually putting the labels on the packages. That's when I really use those SKU numbers on the backs of the labels. So let's get that done, and then we're gonna head over to the unit. Here we go, there they are. We've got 7, 8, 9, we've got 10 orders going out. Is that right? Wait, yeah, 10 orders going out. Still waking up. We got 10 orders going out. These right here are all numbered. So the next step I would do very quickly would be to put these SKU numbers in order in a list in my phone, so that those will be ready to pull once I get to the unit, and I will just be able to pull them in order. And these two, let's see if I can, sorry guys, I'm new to this. These two, the Carhartt jeans are on a rack because they were too big to fit in the unit, so I will go pull those now from the Posh room. And, oh, excuse me, and this is a pair of shoes, so I'll go pull those, and I'll go ahead and package these while I'm here, and then we'll head over to the unit. The Carhartt jeans are now packaged and ready to ship. They are going to Corona, California. So, goodbye Carhartt jeans. Those can go ahead and go into the bag. I will grab these labels and my coffee. And I think today, so since you're pulling with me, I am going to write my SKU numbers down on like a paper list, since I would normally do it on my phone, but I'm recording with my phone. So I'll just do it that way today, since I will have you guys up there on the phone with me. So coffee, labels, shipping bag, and off we go. I just took one trip outside to put a couple things in the car, and it is frigid. It is really, really cold. And I got snow on the ground, oh well. Yeah, it is really, really cold. Those of you who don't live in cold climates, you get to see some snow today, so enjoy. All right, let's grab the coffee and not spill it all over myself. There we go, okay. Woo! Winter wonderland today, and it is really cold. It is really, really cold. So I'm gonna set this down. Yep, ice all over the top of my car. Let's get things cranked up and moving. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys down for a moment. Sorry. I am really thankful that I could actually get out today, and I should be able to get into the, come on car. Woo! Did you guys hear that? My car almost didn't want to crank. Okay, we're gonna get the defrost going. We're gonna sit here for just a couple minutes, get things going. Wowza, okay. Let's get that going. Wow, yeah, this is the coldest it's been here in a really long time. So, you see that? I don't know if you can see my breath. Maybe from there. Anyway, yeah, it's cold. It's cold. I gotta put my wipers back down. So I put my wipers up last night before the freeze so that they wouldn't freeze. Check this out. They're trying. I put my wipers like that so that they wouldn't freeze. And now they can work. Okay, back in. Oh, so cold. Okay, let's sit here for just a moment. Okay. So I'm gonna let this defrost for just a little bit longer. So I'm gonna take you to the unit. If you watched my video yesterday, my first video, you saw kind of how my process works with the unit, how I pull orders. So we're gonna kind of do the same thing today, but then we've obviously got a lot more orders to pull and show you. I'll let you know where they're headed, and then I'm going to talk about my monthly expenses as a full-time online reseller. And I just got another sale. Okay, so literally while I'm sitting here in my car, I just got another sale. Well, it's gonna have to wait. I'm not getting out of this car. It's too cold. I'll ship it tomorrow. Looks like I sold the Smokey the Bear tie-dye tee, you know, Smokey the Bear, prevent forest wildfires. I knew that thing would do good. Picked it up at the bins for $1. So yeah, that just sold. All right, guys, I'm finally taking off. I can see out my windshield now. And Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. I'm so sorry I didn't already say that. Merry Christmas Eve. Looks like it's gonna be a white Christmas, but you never know in Indiana. You really just never know. That loud sound is my windshield wipers. Good news, we are now up to -4 degrees. It got 4 degrees warmer in the last couple of hours. -27 wind chill. Yay. I do not see anyone out on the roads but me. Not surprising. The roads really aren't bad. The only bad part about this is the temperatures, but we've got heat. We know what to do in emergency situations, so we're gonna be all right. I think we'll still be able to get out on the roads. So hey, it's a car. Hello. More civilization. There's the first person I've seen out. All right, guys, we've made it to the unit. Let's go inside. Oh, look what I get to step in. All right, guys, we made it inside. We're in the conference room. I just sit down my coffee and my shipping bag right here, and we have got to go pull these orders from the unit. So let's go. There's something very wonky going on with the system in this unit right now. You can hear all the alarms. And when I got here, the front gate was just wide open. I didn't have to put my code in the front. I do put in another code when I get into the indoor building here. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Something's going on with the system. Oh, I never told you guys this, but I've got like a radio speaker right there, right by my unit, which is kind of cool. They're usually playing oldies. Usually like classic rock, stuff like that. All right. Let's get in here and do this thing. All right. And like I showed you guys yesterday, I'm actually going to use my rolling cart today because I've got a lot of orders. Around to the front, and we will start pulling orders. First, we've got number 29. Be right here. Oh, hard to do one-handed, guys, I'm telling you. All right, there it is. It's gonna go right into there. All right, 122, going to be here. I just love how fast this new system is, guys. Again, this takes a lot of skill to do one-handed. I'm not bragging on myself, I'm just saying. This will be even faster if I didn't have the camera, but I like bringing you guys along. 492, right there in the front. That one was easy. 663, gonna be here. Where are you? There it is. It's the bra that sold. Let's pull that back in. 1070. We're going down to the bottom row. Down here. Hold it. 1121. Right here. Where are you? That one. $12.20. And we're almost done already, guys. That's how fast the system is. Okay, the other ones are on the second row. So I'm gonna pull us back here. We've got 1436. That's going to be, that number's gonna be right here. Oof, on the top. Got it. All right. Last one, 1635. Oh, good. I needed an easy one, one-handed. All right, 1635. It's going to be literally this last bin, which means that it was something that was listed pretty recently. Yeah, it's that Talbot's merino wool sweater. All right, so grab our poly mailers, grab our thank you stickers, and then we're going to push this down to the conference room and we'll do our shipping there. I'll see you there. I gotta say right now, and there goes my keys. I gotta say right now, this indoor climate controlled building does not feel climate controlled at all. It is really cold. I can't feel my toes right now. Thankfully, this front conference room has pretty good heating in it. My property manager lives upstairs, so I know there's some good heat in this building. She lives like in an apartment up there. But yeah, now we can go into the warm room. All right, guys, so we got all of our orders pulled all right here. You can't see them, but we've got them all right here. And we are ready to package and ship. So, and again, I pull my mailers just from my unit I keep back there on a shelf. So I've got my priority padded that we're gonna be using today, and 2 regular poly mailers that I'm gonna be using for my eBay orders, because those 2 are not going priority. Like I said, when we were shipping, when we were printing labels, I mean, those are going USPS first class, so those cannot go into the priority mailer. So let's start with the pair of UFO shoes. So these are the UFO shoes that sold. They've got like this leopardy kind of print. So we are going to put those in this priority shoe box here. And again, on Poshmark, everything goes priority mail, which means you can use any priority boxing that you want. So normally I would put a little bit of packing paper in this, but I forgot it at home, so we're just going to drop these in here. They are not going to get damaged at all. They fit really well. Package that up. Since they're foam, they're not going to get damaged at all. Normally I'd put a little bit of packing duct paper in there. And these are going to The Villages, Florida. Cool beans. Off to Florida you go. Man, I really wish we had some Florida weather here right now. I cannot even feel my toes, and I've been inside for like 15 minutes already. Okay, off we go. Next, let's package up that bundle order. So for bundle orders, my favorite box to use, well, and I actually grabbed the wrong one. This is a large flat rate, it'll work. My favorite box to use though for bundle orders is the regional rate B box from USPS Priority. It just seems to fit really well. Sometimes maybe I'll even use A, but B is my favorite for bundle orders. I also often like to use A and B for shoe orders too. So we will put that in there, maybe one more piece here. All right. And one small piece on the inside. Now, since these orders are already in these clear poly bags, thankfully they're protected from, you know, if water happened to leak inside the box or something. So I don't put packing paper or anything like that. We'll just put them right in. So this bundle was the sweater bundle. That one, and that one. Barely fit that one into a mailer, or into a bag. So, all right, we're gonna do it just like that. And barely fits. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to fit this into a medium anyway. I needed to do the large flat rate. All right, let's get her packaged up. You are going to Meridian, Idaho. Cool. Never been to Idaho. I would like to go someday though. All right. Next we have the Polo Ralph Lauren men's size large cream sweater. You can kind of see the label. I mean, this thing is like new. Really, really nice sweater. Really good pickup. I was surprised to see it at the bins. And it's not an old label either. It's a newer Polo Ralph Lauren tag. So we're gonna put this in a poly padded flat rate. Fits right in. Like I said in the other video, I do not take these out of the clear bag. It is a perfect like way to ship because these plastic bags that I order are the exact same size as the padded flat rate mailer. So it's literally a perfect fit. If it's in the plastic bag, I know it's gonna fit into a padded flat rate mailer. Now I have a lot of other USPS Priority Mail free shipping supplies that I can use for things like that pair of Carhartt jeans. I used a Tyvek mailer, which is a little bit bigger, because those would not have fit in a padded flat rate. All right, the Polo Ralph Lauren is headed to Brooklyn, New York. Very cool. Man, I bet it's really cold up there. Oh, and I forgot to put a thank you sticker on those. I'm going to do that for these too. It's just a nice touch. Thank you for supporting my small business. Like I said in yesterday's video, I just get these on Amazon. Off you go. All right, we got the Kodo Collection Urban Outfitters men's sweatshirt size medium. This is a really nice sweatshirt. Picked up at the bins, sold on Poshmark, into the padded flat rate mailer, and you are off to Boston, Mass. All right, let's do this eBay order. This is the Talbot's 100% merino wool size women's XL sweater that was only listed for like 2 weeks and sold. So this is going USPS first class, which means I'm gonna use just a regular poly mailer, 10 by 13, same size as the clear bag. That's gonna go in there. It's not padded, but thankfully with clothing, you don't really have to worry too much about it being padded unless it's something fragile and breakable. All right. This one's going to Godfrey, Illinois, just the next state over. So that one Won't take long to get there. Off you go. We've got the J. Jill Hot Knit Leggings, size women's XL, navy blue. Bins pickup. And you are going to, that's not right. It's this J. Jill. There's 2 J. Jill orders. Gotta watch out for that. This one's going to Buffalo, New York. And a thank you. And you're off. This is the Nike men's pullover, running, gray, quarter zip. Got sold on Poshmark, so it's going in a padded flat rate. All right, Nike is going to Newton, Massachusetts. Wow, we have a lot of Northeast sales today. New York, Massachusetts. All right, is it Massachusetts or Massachusetts? Or maybe they're both wrong. Let me know. I'm not a Northeasterner, so you gotta educate me. This Playtex bra. Really, really cheap pickup. So here's the thing about bras, guys. A lot of people think, oh, it's a bra, I'm not gonna pick it up. I wanna pick up more substantial stuff. But surprisingly, 1, bras sell extremely well on Poshmark. They're pretty expensive new for the most part, depends on the brand. And they're extremely cheap to pick up at the bins. Like, I'm talking less than $1. Most of them don't even weigh a pound. So you might consider picking up some bras to kind of fill in the gaps with sales. They're pretty consistent sellers for me. You are going to Sarasota, Florida. Okay, so we have Florida orders, New York, and Massachusetts orders. That's like the only 3 places today. That's so funny. All right, here's the J. Jill tunic. Sold on eBay and going USPS first class into just a regular poly mailer. I buy these on Amazon, just a few cents each. I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 cents each. I buy them in bulk. So that is going to Michigan. Yay, we have another state represented. North Branch, Michigan. Off you go. Thank you for your order if you happen to be watching. That completes the shipping process. Let's talk a little bit about those monthly expenses. Let's do a little breakdown of what my expenses are every month as a online reseller full-time in the fashion niche. So we've got my rent for my storage unit. Right now, I am paying $195 a month for my rent. That is for a 10 by 20 foot unit, indoor, climate controlled. That also includes an $11 insurance fee every month. That's actually not a bad rate for this area. In fact, the unit that I moved here from previously, that was actually way worse than this, and outdoor and 5 square feet less, was like $210 per month. So I was super happy to get this deal. So that is my first necessary expense. Let's move on to the next one. Cross-listing software. All right, so currently I am using the cross-listing software OneShop. And it is costing me about $40 a month. That is just a necessary thing I have to have to sell on multiple sites. It makes it so much faster. I can list on one site and then directly cross-list onto the other without having to totally start the process over. Also, this includes my Poshmark sharing bot, so it automatically shares my listings since Poshmark is heavily reliant on sharing your items to get the exposure on them. Third expense, gas mileage. If you're not already logging your gas mileage, you need to. I have a gas mileage log on my refrigerator that I write every day when I have to do business related trips, when I'm coming here to the unit, when I'm going to the post office, when I'm going to the Goodwill bins, when I'm going on any kind of thrifting haul. I write it down, and then in the spring we will calculate how much mileage all of that was and expense it for the business. So you can be saving on some taxes if you log your mileage. So next I want to talk about supplies. Oh, and that thing doesn't want to stay down. Let's just put that there. Next I want to talk about supplies. So this includes things like labels for the thermal printer. It includes poly bags to ship eBay orders in, and then the clear bags and SKU labels, right? Those are all replenishable things that I'm gonna have to just kind of keep getting pretty regularly, like maybe once a month or so, depending on how much I'm listing. You know, all of this is around, I would say each time I buy is around $150, but by buying in bulk, you can keep your prices fairly low, but that's just gonna be some stuff that you're likely gonna have to have. Inventory is another one. Let's get this, there we go. Inventory, so inventory is going to be your cost of goods. Where are you getting your inventory? What are you paying for? Are you going to Goodwill bins? Are you going to regular Goodwill, yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores? Are you doing estate sales? Whatever. You need to keep this cost as low as possible so that you can have a super high ROI, return on investment. All right. I'm not going to share this specific number with you right now because I'm kind of in a state of flux right now. The last 2 weeks I have not been listing because I have been super busy with this transition of moving into this new unit, switching my inventory system over, getting onto eBay. So that's kind of been a lot to be working on. So I will be doing more videos in the future about my inventory and cost of goods, and about how much, once I get into my flow state, about how much I'm spending on this per week. But I will tell you that I primarily get my inventory from the Goodwill outlet, aka the bins. All right, let's talk about another monthly expense that I have, and that is my eBay store subscription. Now I just got this because I just got on eBay recently, and I wanted a higher listing and selling limit, so I believe it's about $22 a month. I want to say, I could be a little bit off on some of this, guys, but it's about $22 a month for my basic store subscription, and that permits me to list up to 1,000 items per month. So that'll do for now, but likely we'll have to expand that in the future. So that is another expense monthly. And then this one right here, these supplies, these are going to kind of be flexible, right? Depending on when you need them. Once you kind of get in the groove and get into your flow, you'll kind of find out more. Fixed supplies. So this is what I mean by this is things that once you buy them, you never have to really buy them again. Well, let's hope not. These are things like a thermal printer for your labels. I use the Rollo. Works great. But once you buy a thermal printer, I mean, that should last you. That should last you a long time. Things like clothing racks. Things like your photo setup. So whether you use a light box, whether you use something hanging on the wall, whatever, I use a photo light box and I love it. It was well worth the $200 to $300 investment I paid for it because it gives me really quality lighting on all my items. And when you can accurately represent your items for the buyer, you get more sales. That's just the way it is. You want clear and correct photos of the item. I use a solid white background with this light box, and I'll do a tour and explanation of how I photograph and list sometime too. Storage items such as hangers, clothing racks, right? I have one clothing rack that I use when I bring in my hauls. Stuff goes straight onto the clothing rack. This is going to be things like your storage bins or cardboard boxes like I have. Whatever you're using, those things can kind of like be bought once and then used for a really long time, and you don't really have to calculate those in monthly. So these are the things that I'm thinking of now as far as fixed supplies. I'll do a video at some point on the supplies I use, where I got them, why I think they're needed. But I hope this was helpful for you as a small business owner. Things that you need to consider when you are thinking about being a full-time reseller and making your budget for that. You want to consider this stuff. So all in all, I would say my monthly expenses are, okay, so we got the $195, we've got the $40, so we're at about what is that, $235? So $235. So then we're at about I don't know, $250, $260 estimating, plus gas. That's calculated at the end of the year, though, at the end of the tax year. And then we got inventory. So I'm saying, you know, my monthly expenses are probably around the $400 to $500 range, especially once you calculate in inventory. And of course, this depends on how much you're doing each month. But this is just a very general overview, guys. Hope it was helpful. Let's roll the packages out and get over to the post office. I am really hoping that there's not very many people there. I don't think there will be, because it is crazy outside. So let's get these rolled out here. I'm actually gonna go put my coffee in the car first and come back and get this. So here we go. And the door just holds itself open, of course, because it's freezing. Open door, please. Okay, I'm gonna have to set you guys down because my car door's frozen. Just a moment. Whew. Windshield wipers. Alright guys, we made it to the car. It has not been this cold in a really long time. Wow. Car doors were frozen shut. Had to work on that for a few seconds there. Put you guys down, but thanks for your patience. Alright. If you hear those loud sounds, that's just my windshield wipers. We are off to the post office, and like I said, I'm really hoping that there won't be very many people there. That would be lovely. I would be surprised if there's a lot of people out, but you never know. It's Christmas weekend. People might be out shipping stuff overnight to get to family or whatever for the holiday gifts. So I will check back in with you when I get to the post office. Alright guys, we've made it to the post office and there is nobody here, so that is a good sign. There are some slick spots on the roads, so I am very thankful to have gotten here safely. We're going to take this stuff into the post office, and then we will be done. So I want to thank you guys all for following along today, joining me. I hope everyone has a really Merry Christmas. I probably will not be posting a video the next couple of days, just because we're going to be spending time with family and doing all the Christmassy stuff. So I likely will try to get another video up Monday or Tuesday of next week. So if I don't see you until then, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family. Stay safe. And I'll catch you later.